So I mean, that's a practice. It's a decision when I wake up to sit down and meditate, right? That like a lot of it starts there. So it's that decision to. It's a moment to moment decision to be actively present, right? Being present is a choice. I get to, and so part of that is learn like making the decision to learn the tools. How do I meditate? How do I become aware? How do I identify what my current emotions and feelings are, right? How do I know what my emotions, feelings and thoughts are and remain non-judgmental about them, right? So that's the other part, right? Is acknowledging how judgment creates my experience. And so, okay, I'm feeling a little anxious, right? The next thought, well, I need to do something about this. I'm anxious. I got to fix it. I got to make it go away. Or, okay, I notice that there's some anxiousness in my body right now, right? Not I am anxious, right? As soon as I say I am anxious, right, I'm defining myself as anxious. The other switch is I notice there's some anxiety in my body. That doesn't own me. I can allow the anxiousness to be in my body. I don't have to do anything about it, or I could choose to do something about it. That's fine too, right? Um, Not making my emotions like define who I am is like really 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 important. To like take a step back and observe and see and allow these things to be there. Allow my experience to be whatever my experience is, and not need to change it, right? And from there, it's like I heard this brilliantly said. I think Aubrey Marcus said this, right? It's like surrendering to the present moment, and then this is what I would like to create from this present moment. So I don't have to fight anything about what's going on right now, but I may make a choice of what I'd like to create. And it may sound like word salad, but it's actually a really important distinction, right? I'm not fighting with what's happening in my present moment. I'm allowing everything as it is to be right now. Me sitting here with you, perfect right now. Okay. But I also have an intention of what I'd like to create. I'd like to create a meaningful conversation that may serve as useful to somebody who listens to this. Somebody who listens to this may get something out of this that could be helpful to their day, helpful to their life, helpful to their week. Doesn't matter, right? That's my intention. And if that doesn't happen, that's okay too, right? But not getting so fixated on that, not needing to put on a performance, right? I hope Ismail finds me interesting, and now I'm trying to be interesting, and it comes off as really disingenuous.
No, absolutely. I think it makes perfect sense to have this acceptance for the present moment and then also the intention to create something. I really like this viewpoint, if you may call it, because it takes away the necessity to change something about the present moment. So you are accepting the present moment as is, and you can do whatever is in your power to create something valuable, if you want to say. And if we create something valuable for 50 people or 500 people, doesn't really matter. And if there is another 50 people or 500 people or 5,000 people who do not see the value, that's also fine, because we create something for those who actually take value from it. So I think that makes very good sense. Thank you very much for that. Eric, I had another question, and it sounds like you have done a lot of self work and you have also helped a lot of people to work on themselves. And I would be interested, what are your personal weaknesses that you still work on for yourself, and how do you do that? How do you acknowledge them? How do you accept them? And how do you deal with them?
Well, that's a great question. Let's see. So I have a tendency to not ask for help, right? I have a tendency to take the world on my shoulders. I'm a very, a, there's a part of my character that's very intense, very, um, I really like to dive into the nuts and bolts of things and explore ideas and concepts and think them through. And sometimes I don't, I don't actively seek the community aspect of things as much as I would like to. And I actually really, what I've noticed is I actually really thrive in community. I thrive in gatherings um, where I can open up and be with people and be an equal. Um, because in so many areas of my life, I'm the expert, right? In so many in jujitsu and martial arts, in my coaching practice, I'm the expert, and I say that I'm not calling myself an expert, but people are coming to me for support, for guidance, and I love that. It's the way that I've designed my life. I'm a leader in so many areas of my life. I don't always give myself the opportunity to drop those roles and just go be one of, right? And it's so important to just go be one of and drop that need to be the expert, right? And so it's all by design. I feel safe in the role of the expert. I feel comfortable in the role of the expert. When I step outside of that, it takes me a little bit of adjusting to I'm just one of the many right now, right? And that I don't need some, you know, weird pretenses like I don't need people to always know who I am or have come on reputation or something like that just to be with people. Maybe they don't know anything about me. To be with somebody in a completely blank slate where there's no stories. I don't have a preconceived story about you, and I'm not giving you the preconceived story about me, and we get to meet as like equals here. So I think that's a really big one for me, is to like spend more time in community.
So if you like that, make sure to check out the full-length episode here and leave a subscribe. Thank you.
Do more of what makes you happy.